Hey everybody, and welcome to the show. Some of you are clicking the wrong link. I guess I put it out as the wrong link, and you're trying to enter as a guest. So please use the actual live link from the show instead of the link that I posted in Facebook before. You should be able to see it now. We'll give you guys a few minutes to pop in. Tadas, you're on the wrong link, so try to log in from either Facebook or YouTube. That's why you keep getting kicked off. Andreas, same thing, wrong link. Use the YouTube or Facebook link. That's why you guys are getting kicked off. It's starting to fill up. I can see the numbers growing. We have some special guests today. So far, we have Jen Shannon and Joe is back. We are going to be doing, welcome, ladies. We're going to be doing some cool things today. So I've got a list of stuff that I want to cover. I'll give them a couple minutes to come in. We're going to do a quick intro. We're going to do premium, how to organize your portfolio. We're going to do geo-marketing, what marketing emails to send. We're going to do a portfolio review or two. We're going to do an update on the contest names. And then Joe asked me what names I'm actually registering, so I have a whole list of things to show Joe about a new topic. We've got our crypto stuff. We've got the name contest update. And then I've got some other hot topics. So it's going to be a great show today. Davis, you're on the wrong link. Either go to YouTube or Facebook to join. Probably my fault. I probably sent out the wrong link. Okay, it's starting to fill up, I can see. So without further ado, I will tell you before we get started that I've been watching this really good show, Joe, and you guys may appreciate it. It's a British show. It's called, what is it called? Line of Duty on Netflix.
Ooh.
Have you seen it? It's really good.
No idea.
Davis, join through Facebook. Marwan, join through Facebook or through YouTube. I clearly posted one of the wrong links. We were filling up like crazy. And I can see that now by all the number of people here. So one other thing I'm going to tell you guys before you get started is grab a pen and paper, because you're absolutely going to need a pen and paper today. Write down all of your questions. We will take them at the end. Marwan, you are on the wrong link. Man, we've got a huge crowd today, and it's just getting busier. Join through YouTube or Facebook or whatever else you're on, Twitch. And I'm going to start because there's a lot to do today. Davis Chandy, you keep joining the wrong link. So join the Facebook or YouTube link. All right. So without further ado, it's good to see everybody. You are on the Art of the Name. If you don't know how to join it, you can join from facebook.com/group/Art of the Name. Today, we're going to review a couple of portfolios. Pretty sure you know who I am. I'm your host, Adam Dicker. We're here to go over everything from domains to websites to building, and today we're going to cover how to build out and find good geo names and how to sell them and how to go after name domains from first to last name stuff. So with that in mind, I'm just going to start in right away because we've got a lot of people here, so I want to make sure we get everything done. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is a review of the upcoming drops, and then we'll go to some portfolio stuff. So I went through the list. I do this for you guys so that we can do something cool and we can share with the people that come in a look at the names that are expiring tomorrow. So you should be able to see my screen now. You'll see that I've brought in 64,000 names, sorted them all, and I've taken out what I think are the best 28 that are dropping tomorrow. So I like to do this so you guys have an advantage over everybody else. Let me get rid of my screen so it doesn't show in the background. And now you guys will have access to these names that are dropping tomorrow, and you're able to see which ones before anybody else. So I'll go through some of them with you. Some of them are interesting, some of them are not so interesting, but we'll run through them, and then this list will be available to the people that actually watch the video. First one, Dundin Dennis. 920 people look for it a month. Hackers tutorial. It's interesting, a bit of traffic. Advocacy nurse, not bad. Traveler's backpack. Interesting, that's a business you could sell a backpack on. Doggy seat, great for a car seat or something that you want to build a business on. Patriot jerseys. You would have to be national Patriots. You couldn't be like the New England Patriots, but you'd get 7,600 people a month going to your site. Wholesale apps, interesting. Survey Planner. Dog Shrine, 16,300 a month. Account Degree, 19,100. Nearby Toilets. Now, who hasn't needed a nearby toilet? What a great app that would be to be able to just click and find what you need. Jeannie Knows. This is a little bit on Joe with her tarot and all of her cool stuff. Jeannie knows something because she's got 26,900 unique searches a month. Cracker Night. I'm not sure if that means something to somebody else. Kobe jerseys, again, it's a trademark, but you could put pictures of Kobe beef if you wanted to and get lots of traffic. Plan keywords, interesting. Industry distributor, 53,000 uniques a month. Cloud computing basics. I always like this one because people always know what a cloud server is, but nobody knows anything. Well, now you've got 54,000 people to look at. An adult site for you Europeans, European matures. Protected computers, one of the best one in the batch for sure. Today, dropping tomorrow. Who doesn't want a protected computer? JBTM, that's a 4-letter dropping tomorrow, 69,200. Car wash garage, interesting. Mantra bracelets, interesting. Europe migration, 152,000 people a month trying to figure out how to get to Europe. Either to get in or get out, we're not sure yet. Fake text, not much you can do with it, but lots of traffic, 532,000. And then these two, Glass Candlestick and Glass Candlesticks. Obviously a product, obviously if you had something, you could import it and sell it. And then one of the best 4 letters dropping in a while, OVAS. Not only is it pronounceable, but it's a plural of OVA, and it's like 184 million people a month are looking for ovas.ca, so something to look at. My favorite in the list, definitely protected computers, definitely Glass Candlesticks. Those are products. Europe migration, if you're going to build a site on something else to see information. And then Survey Planner's not bad either. So there's a few good ones in the list, and I will share that with you guys later. Let's stop sharing on that one. And we're back. Okay, guys, how are you?
Yeah, that's good. I just bought a mantra necklace yesterday, and you've got mantra bracelets. So
there you go. So Joe's got something already she's interested in. Really cool. What was your favorite name in the list, Joe?
I think it's got to be the OVAS, hasn't it? The 4-letter.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one to get, but it's going to be a lot like the one Networker yesterday or last week that went out and everybody jumped on it, and I think it sold for like, I don't remember, but
it sold for $47,550.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one for us to find. And I really believe that everyone believes they're a good networker, so networker's a good domain. Good luck to whoever got that. We'll have to see what's happening. Jen's waiting in the car for her kids. I think maybe they just got back. So she's just picking them up from school. Hello. So what we'll do is we'll go to some portfolio reviews, and we'll get Jen's done first so she can deal with the kids and things that she's got to deal with, and we'll go from there. So let's take a look at Jen Shannon's portfolio review.
Good luck, girl.
Yeah, it could be brutal at times, but not always. Sometimes it's just good. Okay, so let's take a look. I've made it bigger. I'm just going to move it in the center. We'll open it up a bit. Aquatic Bay, interesting. Jen, correct me. Are you in Arizona?
I am.
Okay, I can, because a few of the names are AZ, and I know, or AZ for you Americans. I did pick AZ Web Design as one of the 2 contest names that I'm working on selling. I did send out a bunch of emails for AZ Web Design as well as the other name, and I got some good leads back that I'm going to be following up on Thursday and Friday. So it's a great name. That one will sell. There's no question about it. And just so you know, it's selling in the $2,000 to $3,000 mark. So hopefully you're happy with that. And
wonderful.
I'll clear it with you before we sell it anyway. I don't just sell people's names. Aquatic Bay, interesting. More AZ Fashion and Home, interesting. AZ Nights is good. Bridal IPs, Bridal Lips, interesting.
Oh, I meant to remove that one, but I sell makeup, so I have some makeup domains too.
That's cool. Boston Mom's Blog, always good. Buy all the the thing. See, that's the problem. You can't really remove them all. Cash the Bet is good for a casino site. That's another good one to try to sell. Century Logic, SIPNA is a pronounceable 5-letter name. City domain, interesting. Cloud101.net. Not happy with the .net, but still okay. Customer notes, that could be anything. Could be an app or something like that. Ditties, another good brandable. Down to Lash, I guess that's another one of your makeup ones. Not bad.
Yeah.
Do you know 5 people? Do you know 5 people? That could be interesting. This one I'm not sure is a brandable. Equity, it's kind of a weird typo or a weird 5-letter. Get My Names is good. I like that. Intergistics, not really sure what it means, but maybe you can shed some light on it.
I've actually had some inquiries on it from some, there are some corporations that are interested in it. So I've just held on to it. It just sounds great to me.
It does sound good. It sounds like some sort of logistics company, which isn't bad. You'd have to see how many people have the name, and then just we could sell it to them for whatever you wanted. Jamzo, interesting name. I like that one, pronounceable. Knitted Wire, Latish, Life Nations, Little Blender, Local Music Rocks, that's a good one. Mama Minis, Men's Designer Fashion, that's a good one too. Next Imports, there's got to be companies named Next Imports that you could probably sell that to. Non-active wear, interesting. There's a couple good ones in here. Not active wear and non-active wear. Optinox, sounds like it could be a prescription or something. Have you taken your Optinox today? Here are your side effects. That's a good name. It's a good name though. Philly stuff. Phoenix Classic, Phoenix Digest, Phoenix Laughs. It's good for a comedy club. Phoenix Lax. Flights from Phoenix to LA, I guess.
No, it's lacrosse. That's the abbreviation for lacrosse.
Lacrosse is supposedly our national sport in Canada, yet I have no idea. Never seen anybody play lacrosse. Phoenix Ministries, Phoenix Rising Festival, Phoenix Unites. Lots of Phoenix stuff. Phoenix Affiliate, Phoenix Contractors. This one's good too. That one's easily a really good one for directory. Lots of Phoenix stuff. Phoenix Laughs, Phoenix Local, Phoenix Pride, Phoenix Skincare, also good. Phoenix Social, Pro Musician Blog, Rate Your Website. It's interesting. Rock Musician Nation, cool. Scottsdale stuff. I was at the Scottsdale Galleria, I believe. I'm pretty sure I was. I worked in Arizona for 4 to 6 years.
Yep, I remember we worked together at GoDaddy.
Yeah, it's a while ago. But yeah, it was all fun. Skybox tickets. This is a good one. This is a real good brandable and a good one to sell tickets on. Ticket affiliate stuff. Smokin' Bowl. I don't know if they'll ever have a football game called the Smokin' Bowl, but maybe with weed lately, who knows. Social Millionaire. That's a really good brand. Love that name. I think it's great.
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I think that's a really good domain. Smart Cloud Solutions, also a really good domain. Tampa Kids.
IBM uses that phrase for their cloud products.
Nice. United Global, another good one. Even though it's an org, it could be sold. Vitmo. I know the payment service provider is only in the U.S., but it's a good name. Weeby Baby and You Phoenix. Okay, so the best one I like is Social Millionaire. I think that one's worth a fair bit. I like Smart Cloud Consulting, Skybox Tickets. A lot of the other local ones are good, but I'm sticking to stuff that could build stuff on, like Phoenix Contractors. I think that'd be good for a contracting site, and you can get all kinds of lead generation. What else do we like? I like this Jamzo. I think that's got a really good ring to it.
Yeah, I love that one too.
Get My Names is good, but again, it's just for really. It could be a company name. You could do corporate names too, besides domain names. Century Logic, not bad. And this definitely Cash the Bet. You got to sell it to a casino. That's a really good one. And then obviously I like AZ Web Design because we're going to be selling that hopefully shortly. Hopefully by next week we have a good sale to report. So there's some really good ones in here. I definitely like it. I definitely like the some of the branding ones. I think you could do a lot on this Social Millionaire though. There's a lot that can be done with that one. Really good name.
I've been thinking about it over the years, like what I want to do with it, because I want to develop it or sell it for top dollar, but I'm not sure which way to go with that.
So either we find somebody with a really good ego who likes to think they're a social millionaire, or we build a really good brand behind it and build courses and some other stuff for it. But there's a lot of good options for that one. And then
That's true.
the next topic I was going to get into anyway is how to sort your domain portfolio. So I might as well start that with you because you've got a mixed bag of tricks. What I would suggest is that you take a look at everything you have, put them into 3 piles, and basically decide which ones are your premiums, like we just did there, like your top 10%, which you're going to keep, develop, and or sell if you get a really good offer on them. Then you want your middle 50% to be your keepers, which are names that you think are good, but you're going to still try to sell. And then you want your bottom 40% to be names that you think you're going to drop or sell, depending on what comes first. So without ripping into this too much, I would say that a couple other things, if I had to look at some of them and pick some, maybe your Tampa Mom's blog would be like a keep or sell, same with the Boston one. Some of the Scottsdale stuff I would say is a keep or sell, or maybe even in the bottom as to probably sell and try to sell them, and hopefully you get a decent price for them. But you have a lot that are going to be in your top 10%. There's probably about 40, 50 names here, so to get about 5 to 7 in here that you know are your best domains, and we just picked out some of them. Those are the ones you want to build one out, and then if you get sales on the other ones, great. They help finance all the businesses that you're going to build. But it looks good. I think it's
Awesome.
a good portfolio. You're like everybody. You've got some good stuff, some learning stuff, and then you just sold that other name to the chicken wing place, Wingsy, that was just... So that was a really cool one, and you just registered and they came looking for it, right? You didn't have any idea that...
It was an expired domain, actually. I bought it on GoDaddy auctions for probably 11 or 12 bucks.
You don't have to say what you sold it for, but that's a good example of finding a good brandable that you thought would be worth something, and you sold it.
Yeah, I had it as a buy now for like a pretty good price, and they just clicked the button.
Yeah, that's cool, especially on a brandable like that. It's really cool. So congratulations on that sale.
Thank
Really
you.
good, really good.
I got an inquiry on Tradesville yesterday too from GoDaddy. They were offering $850, and I had it listed for $2,500. So I said,
Tradesville.
nope, $2,500 is my lowest on that.
So do you list all your domains just at GoDaddy, or do you list them somewhere else as well?
I'm actually relisting them all right now, but I have them mostly at what is it? I guess Uniregistry bought it.
Yeah.
It was that one, and then I have them at Cedo, but I need to update that, and then Afternic, obviously, because GoDaddy bought Afternic.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
GoDaddy bought
That's about
Afternic,
it.
I think, when I was there, so that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, some pretty cool names. You really have to work on the high end ones, and that Social Millionaire is a really cool name. Really good name to look at.
Yeah, I used to have the Instagram handle for that too, and I don't know what happened to it. It disappeared. But there is no Instagram handle for Social Millionaire.
Cool.
So I got one with a hyphen after it, or a underscore under it, I think.
So Jen, you want to stay on, or do you want me to let you drive your kids home?
I'll stay on, but I'm going to mute for a second.
No problem.
All
No
right.
problem.
Thanks.
What's the quick words, Adam? The one which is Skybox tickets, which you
Yes.
had.
Yeah.
That's a very English thing. We have the Skybox, which is your Wi-Fi box, and they call it a Skybox.
Oh, okay. So here, Skybox tickets are like club seats that you would have at an event, like at a soccer match. The high-end seats that go around the ring, where the owners sit and things like that.
Oh, okay, interesting. Completely different.
Yeah.
So you've got 2 angles to go at it then.
Yeah. But I think it's Skybox tickets, right? I forget which, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So
It's Skybox tickets, and I actually had a question about that. Maybe
Go ahead.
you could help me, Adam. Yesterday, I got approved as a affiliate partner with Vivid Seats.
Yep.
But I was just going to forward it, and I know that's not the best route. I know that I should just do an affiliate, plug-in kind of site for that with my own logo and everything. Do you know the best affiliate to do that with?
Yeah, so I own seats.ca and I set that up a while ago. What you do is you basically take your affiliate link and then you set up your website with your contact, your information, whatever, and then you can, on your page that says tickets, that'll be just one link on your menu bar or your homepage, you can frame it in if you want to, so you'll still get some traffic from your website. And some of them will actually let you use their own URLs, which is I think what you're after for, so that all the seats will come under your domain / whatever the event is. I do have one for that. I forget it now, but I'll look up what I'm using for seats.ca and I'll give you the link after the show.
Awesome, thank you.
That allows you to get all your pages indexed for every event and stuff like that, which is a much better solution. Okay, well that was cool. I'm going to skip the portfolio that we have now. We're going to go to something else, because I really want to share some stuff with you guys that you're going to find interesting. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're going to look at an email that I specifically did for Joe. So let me go back here. I'm going to have to pull this out, share my screen, and Joe, let's take a look at what I did to give you an example on how to sell geodomains. So I'm going to share my screen. We'll go to the window, and here we are. So I looked up a company. I looked up Richmond Hill Plumbers, and then I decided, okay, let's say I have Richmond Hill Plumbers, and again, this is just an example. What I did was then I went ahead and I created an email to these guys. Apparently the email's off my screen, so I'm going to have to go get it. I will unshare, and then I will pop it up to you guys, the actual email that I sent out. I don't know why it disappeared, but that's live shows, so nothing else we can do. So I'm going to pull up the email that I actually sent to these people, and you will see I sent it it's about an hour and a half ago, so interesting. And we will get a reply from them saying that they're interested in being a partner with us, because that's what I asked them for. Being in lead generation sometimes is just actually being a partner for a business where you make money if they make money and things like that. So I have the email open, and now I'm going to reshare my screen with you to give you that view. Just waiting for the full screen to load. And then we'll go back. Load. Let's go. There we go. So I'm going to reshare, and you can see that this is the actual email that I sent them, and you'll see a few things about it. One, let me see if I can make it a bit bigger for you guys. Yeah, I can. So I sent it from a business email address. Hi, I specialize in lead generation for plumbers. I only want to get paid if a lead turns into a customer for you. The subject is partnership, 40 leads a month for plumbers, and I put their website. So I customized that, and then I put, we only work with one partner each city for plumbing leads, and you were my first choice. Don't make me go to my second choice. There's no cost to you unless we make a sale, and then I just signed it with my information. And I put their screenshot in there so they would know that I did some work and it's personalized, and I didn't just go and send out the same email to everybody. This email usually gets a very good response from any local business, and it allows me to create the relationship in which I can start to sell them lead. I just heard a camera click, so we're doing something right. And I can give you, I'll make this thing available for you if anybody needs the email or something afterwards, so don't worry, I'll post it in the group. But that's what we're doing, and it works. So that's the email that I send out. It's now 3 hours ago, and I haven't checked, but I'm sure we will get a response. They're on UK time, so it could be a little late for them, but they will respond. So I'm going to stop sharing. That's how I deal with local lead gen stuff. To generate leads, and then you work on relationships. The relationship is built on them getting a sale. So you can work it on 10 or 20%. You want to be small at first. You want to say maybe, listen, if I make 5% or 10% as a finder's fee, and only when you close a sale am I interested in that, but obviously you have to use big ticket items. You're not looking at like piano lessons. You could be looking at something if they're like building a fence, as we've talked about. You could be talking plumber's calls, because the average plumber's call could be $400 or $500. If it's only 200, you make $20, but still it's something, and then you generate leads. Next week, I'm going to show you how to actually generate the leads for the actual local businesses' sites. Any questions, Joe?
Yeah, I guess we've talked about local businesses before, and we talked about you were going to you were talking about generating your own software to build a website for the plumbing business, for the electrical businesses, local businesses. So I was just wondering what your update was on that.
Yeah, that's a good question. My update is good. The project turned out to be very detailed because I want to make sure that it's basically just drop your domains in and then pick out a site and it'll build it for you. I'm having it built on WordPress so that you guys can also be able to edit your site, so it's not a proprietary software that basically you'd be stuck with me or whatever it is. So actually I'm working with one or two other users in our actually Art of the Name group where I'm trying to get that all done and get everything going. So it's definitely something that's still ongoing, but it's definitely something that I'm working on. I expect it'll take at least another 2 weeks before we're ready to launch it. But in the meantime, if you guys need somebody needs a site built, a local site done, I can have a site built for you in no time at no charge. So it can be pretty quick if you guys each have a name or so you want to get built and test out in the meantime. Happy to do that. You can email me the names to adam.dicker@gmail.com. Email me 1 or 2 names each, and it'll take me a bit of time because there's lots of people watching the video, but I will definitely get those built for you for free.
Excellent, that's brilliant. Thank you so much.
No problem.
And you had a resource that you put for SEO for those that want to build it themselves earlier in the group. So for those that want to go to it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few different things that you can use. I'm going to build in an SEO plugin right into the local site. So that basically, and I'll do a video to show you how to set it up and check what page is SEO'd properly, which one isn't, and you can do it. That'll be this week in the group, so you guys can build them and play around with them. And I'm looking forward to doing that. So I've already made a note to do that.
Excellent.
Now, you were asking me, I'm going to switch over to something else now. You were asking me about what names am I buying, and there must be something up or something going on because I've been pretty quiet lately. So I'm going to teach you guys a new concept that is really interesting. You know what NFTs are, right? NFTs are like the once in a lifetime you buy a digital artwork and then off you go and it's a painting and stuff like that, or whatever it is. It could be anything NFT, and then you get it, but there's only a one-off of them. The next thing that's coming out that's huge, and it's going to be about 3 to 5 years, maybe sooner if technology can pick up with it. It's called IFPS hosting. So what does IFPS mean? Surprisingly enough, it means Interplanetary File System, or something like that. Something like that. And basically what it is it's a type of hosting where you guys will be able to, it's like the blockchain domains where they're deregulated. So basically the hosting is going to be at a point where not one host will be able to shut off your website or turn it off. It's going to be a lot like torrents are now, where you'll be able to post a website. Big companies like GoDaddy or Bluehost, or there'll be about 10 or 20 of them that will be able to pick it up and host it. And that way, if one of them shuts it off, you'll have be able to be up and running on the other site. So, you know, you have to have peer-to-peer stuff now for file sharing for those that do it or download legitimate files, not stolen software. But it's going to be a lot like that, like a torrent site. So your website will be able to be, it'll be owned by you, first of all. You won't be able to have your domain taken away. There won't be renewal fees for IFPS hosting. And you'll be able to put up a page, and it will, like I said, it will be able to be hosted everywhere. And if one site goes down, it'll stay up, and it won't be reliant on one registrar or one host. It's probably about 3 to 5 years away, but that's where everything is headed as far as IFPS hosts go. So what did I buy? I bought ifpshost.ca, I bought ifpshost.com, I bought IFPS hosting, I bought quite a few other ones that are related to it. I left a lot of the .ios and the .co.uk's for you guys. Eventually they are going to have quite a bit of value, so you definitely want to pay attention. It's very in its infancy. There's maybe one video on it by the guy who did Unstoppable Domains, which is the domains that everyone's looking at right now that are decentralized. So I thought IFPS hosting is a pretty interesting thing to look at and pay attention to, so that's why I did that. So that's something just to Google and look into. You've got a bit of time. You may want to grab 1 or 2 domain names in your space, and that's about it. And then the other thing is, the crypto tip I gave this week was that Doge was going to be advertised by Mark Cuban on the Ellen Show. He did it. Doge is up 14% today, so that was a decent tip for those of you that have domains, or Doge, sorry, the dog. We've talked about the contest. Let's see, we've got another portfolio to review, and then I'm going to look at the name domains. So I think maybe we'll do the name domains first, because I have a feeling you guys are going to be really interested in how to find really good name domains of people that sell, and I'll have a tough time keeping your attention after that. But we're going to do it. It's going to be one of those really cool ones where I'm going to give you from start to finish what you need to do. So this is where you're going to need a pen and paper for sure. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to show you what I've done, and then I'll show you how I got there. So I'm going to share a window with you. This is a screen that I built to sell name domains. You'll see it there. So for those of you who joined the room meeting, you'll get a screenshot of this afterwards. This is a screen that I built. Don't let someone else profit off your name or profit off your brand. Claim Charlotte Johnson now. It's in red because red is the most popular color on the web to gather attention. It's been that way for a while. Then I looked up how many Charlotte Johnsons there actually were on the web in LinkedIn, and there's 900. So I put before the other 900 plus Charlotte Johnsons do, everyone should own their own name. And then I put this link in here from LinkedIn that I just Googled. And if you click the link, you'll see that it also takes them to LinkedIn. And will also show them that I'm not making up anything and that there are 958 people named Charlotte Johnson. So I wasn't joking, and there really are that many that we can extract for leads. So that's one of the cool things that's been done. And then under here, I just remind them there's 900 of them. And then I've got buycharlottejohnson.com now, $2.99. You can price it obviously whatever you want, $1.99, $2.99. Again, you can lease it to them if they want. I've created buy now buttons through PayPal. And it's important that you guys obviously create your own buy now buttons. One of the tools that we were talking about with Joe before is I'm building this now, so you can basically just add your domains. It'll create these pages automatically for you. So there's no work for you to do. All you need to do is wait till they come and buy the domain name. After they use your PayPal and buy the domain name, they're going to be taken to a page after you receive payment. You'll get an email that they paid, and they'll get taken to a page like this where it says, "Thank you for your domain purchase. Please fill out the forms so we may easily transfer the domain to you." First name, last name, email address. This page can be the same for all of them. I've had them put in PayPal transaction ID so I can figure out easily which domain they bought, because once we have 1,000 of them or something in there, we need to know which one they bought so we can easily do the transfer. As far as doing the transfer goes, it's pretty easy. We can basically just set up an account for them at whatever registrar the domain's at, create the username and password for them, push the domain over for them, and then give them access to the account because it'll be the only domain in there. So that's definitely something that we want to look at, and that's the way to do it. I've already taken a few names from some people that were in an earlier chat in a meeting room this week. I built out all of the pages for them, and I'm going to start to market those domains for them tomorrow. Wednesday's always my busy day because we have this webinar and a bunch of other stuff, but tomorrow I'm going to start to market all those domains. Expect to see some good sales come in. You decide the price. So if you want to price it ridiculous at $8.99, or you want to price it normal at $1 or $2.99 or $3.99, sell 5 to 10 a day, you're better off doing that. So now I've shown you the system that I've built that will actually help you list the domains on the landing page that you have. This doesn't tie into the landing page that you're pointing them to, so you could price them there. I would suggest $100 to $50 higher than what you're posting them for here, because I'm going to be doing the marketing email for these, or you will. So if I send it at $199, some people still go to the domain itself and buy it for $249 or $299 if they want, or $349. We can't help that, and we don't really care if they spent $50 more. Now you're probably wondering, great, this is fantastic. How do I find these domain names? Well, that's what I'm going to show you next. So I'm going to share my screen again. I'm going to find what I want to show you. This is expireddomains.net, I think. Let me just pull it up so I can make sure. Yep, expireddomains.net, and I'm going to show you how to find these domain names. Give me a thumbs up if you guys are enjoying this so far. Anybody? Let's see what's going on. Lots of comments, so we'll get to that. People are there. Okay, so those may be coming in slow. In the meantime, I'll share and we'll go through this, and then we'll go back to our other portfolios. So I'm going to share this screen with you and show you what I do to find domain names. Now, let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger, not smaller, not smaller. That's better. So what you can do is you can look at a whole list. Stop it. Hey, you can look at a whole list of domains. I'm going to reset the filter without the filter. And you can look at 1.966 million domains if you want. These are all deleted domains that have dropped in the last 7 days. So I can do that if I want to, and then I can start to sort all these out. Or I can be a little bit smarter and start to show my filter and decide how I want to filter them. I wouldn't necessarily filter out just comms. I'm going to do this just for this example. So I'm going to change it so it's just comms. Maybe I'll pick, I guess I could pick .NET or something else as well. You could pick whatever your local ccTLD is as well. But for now, I'm just going to take the .coms and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this. So after that, I pick comms, I hit apply filter. Now I have a whole bunch of comms. I've narrowed it down from 9 million to 600,000. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to filter by something else. Not like that. That was the wrong button. It's slower than my brain, so it's we're going to pick a filter, and I'm going to pick names that, let's say, begin with, I don't know, Kathy. I'm just picking random names, by the way. So it starts with Kathy, and I'm going to hit apply filter. And you can do this with all popular names. Now, for Kathy, you'll look at this list. We wouldn't want Kathy's Calabrino. It could be Kathy Scalabrino. We may want that. A dash no, we wouldn't want. We wouldn't want Copy Beauty. We want Therapy. Kathy Hands may want. Kathy Wilkie may want. And how we're going to decide if we want these things, and I'm just going to do this for you really quick, is we're going to sort by this column ACR. ACR will tell me how many screenshots are in archive.org for this name. So if I pick Kathy Wilkie, it'll tell me whether it was a business or what she did when it loads up. But there's over 100 screenshots. She hasn't done anything with this name since 2012, so it's not really something that we're really going to think about on this one. Now I'm going to give you a bigger list now instead of the small one that we have. Let's go with something like Melanie. Melanie's a popular name. And let's see if we have, some of them will pull up hundreds of them, and you'll just have to go through and see which ones. Melanie's only got, there's quite a few Melanies. So you can look at Melanie. You can look at Melanie Blanc, 51 screenshots, and go see what Melanie did, and if she'd be interested in this name again. But you can see there's a lot of people there, even the last 7 days. Okay, Melanie's been pretty busy with what her domain did, Melanie Blanc. So now I'm going to go look and see what she actually did with her domain name, because I'm curious. So this will load, and then I'm going to click a screenshot to see what she did, one of the blue ones or the green ones, and it'll tell me exactly what she was doing with her domain name. I may even go back a year or 2 years when it was really busy just to see what she actually was doing with it. So I did this with a name. They don't like that. I did this with a name, and he was a musician. He accidentally dropped his name, and he rebought it back. Okay, these are not coming out as I'd like, but you can tell based on that. The people that have more screenshots in the Wayback Machine are probably more likely to be interested in it. This one has 2, but it's got a lot of here. It's got a lot of backlinks, so this one may actually be worthwhile too. But all of these names dropped within the last 7 days, and these are the people that you guys should be looking at to target. Let's just take a look and see if we can actually find one with some real value or something in here. Again, this was a 2019. Nope, they must be having downtime. Joe, I think I'm getting a little feedback from you. But you can see this is the place you'd want the names. You can look at Melanie-Coleman if you want, but I'd rather go with Melanie Coleman. You can look at Melanie Powell. There must be lots of those. And then the tool will automatically go ahead and build out the domains and the pages, the sales pages for the names that you choose. We may even look at, they're all 503, so for some reason it's just giving errors on all these, but usually they work and they show you what site the person had. So we may look at putting together some sort of a buying group where people can do, like, I don't know, 500 or 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 names, because there's always something like that and you just want to buy a whole bunch of them. But again, you can do this for any name you want. It could be, I'm just going to pick something like something trendy. It could be Miley, could be Susan, could be whatever you want it to be. Miley, there's not much. So there's nothing really there for Miley, but if you do stuff like common names, I don't know, Carol may be like 30, 40 years old. I'm not trying to make fun of anybody, but let's see what we get. You get a whole bunch of Carols. So you got Carol and Jean, Carolina Bikers. We don't necessarily need that. We don't want those. We want the names. So Carol Meyer, we would want Carol Hand, maybe a name. And you look through and you just find Carolyn Holbrook. That's definitely a name of a person. So you can see Carol's got a lot of them. So you basically go through and you pick out the ones that you think have a lot, and you can check basically not only what the site is, but you can also take one of the ones that we like. And I'll just do it right now. Here's Carol Ledoux. It's just a random person. Let's go. I'm going to get off this page. I'm going to type in Carol Ledoux. And I'm going to type in LinkedIn, and this is how we're going to find how many there are. LinkedIn, let's see how many Carol Ledoux's. There's only 4. So if we look at Carol Ledoux on LinkedIn, you'll be able to find that there may be 4, there may be more, but that's how you find out which ones are good and which ones. Remember, this doesn't have to be huge. You just need to find a Carol Ledoux who's going to care about her name and maybe has a job or something like that of something that maybe you want to do. Who knows? So there you go. There's lots of stuff that you can do as far as that goes. So that's how you go about and you find some names and you actually look them up, and that will give you a way on really how to look and how to sell names. So I hope you guys found that helpful. It was pretty cool. So we looked at the Gmail ones. As far as local domains, we looked at selling domains for those. Now, the last thing that we're going to do is look at how to sell one of those name domains. What is the email you should send them if you actually want to sell one of those domains, a name domain? So here's what I do. I will open up a Gmail and show you exactly what I do and how I sell them. I don't bother writing customized emails for this, but I do write certain subjects. So it'll say something like the same thing that we say in the thing would be don't let somebody profit off your brand. So that's something that I would do from there. I'll set it up here under the domain name that I set up, which is personal brand stuff, the brand protection, so that we can send it from a real company. And I'll either set it up at Google. I could set it up as personal brand protection, the domain to match at gmail.com. So it looks like it's obviously coming from the same company. Or I can send it from my domain and use the word alerts at personalbrandprotection.com. And that's basically how I would do it. Now, what would I send them? I would send them basically a screenshot of the other page. So this page basically is what I would send them. I'm going to go back and share my screen so you can see what that is. And here's what I would send them. I will share the window. There you go. So I would send them this. So I'd send Ricky Daniels, protect your brand. There are 50 Ricky Daniels on LinkedIn. It's coming from personal brand protection at Gmail. You can make up a name to send it from if you want, or use your real name. Protect your brand. There are 50 Ricky Daniels on LinkedIn, but only one Ricky Daniels domain. Click here to buy rickydaniels.com. I put the link, and then I put a screenshot of what it is. Now, to generate the screenshot, all you have to do is use a tool that comes built in with it. I'm just going to pick any random site here. So I'll pick this one. When I put this link in and then I mouse over it, there you go. You get something called, hey, should get something. Let's try again. And I put the domain in there. It shows up like this. This is a tool that comes from Cloud HQ. And then you can decide, you can just add a screenshot by doing that. And then it'll go take a screenshot and put it in your email for you. And there it is. Or you can click it again and just add a preview. It'll put in a preview of the page. Obviously, we don't want all the email stuff. It's taking what I'm doing now. But we do want a preview of the page, so we can have it do that as well. Let's get rid of all that, and we'll do the add preview of that domain. And then it puts this in nicely. So you see it puts that in nicely for you. And this is called a URL preview plugin from Cloud HQ. It's free, and you can download that. And then it sends out exactly the same page, and there's no reason for you to put any content in because all this content is great. I put the URL above it and the text so they know to click here to go ahead and buy it, because this will also be clickable to the URL. And once I set it up properly, and off it goes. So whether they click this or this, it goes and they can go buy the domain name. There we go. So that's another little tool. Joe, I heard you go, when we put that out there.
Yeah, it's a great plugin.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And in terms of them buying, are they buying through a PayPal link, or you take them to GoDaddy or
So
Epic?
You can do whatever you want. You can take them to your registrar to buy it, or your registrar of choice with the Buy Now link. You can take them to PayPal. You can take them to Stripe. You can take them to whatever payment provider you want. The link on the Buy Now button is customizable for whatever anybody decides that they want to do.
Okay. And what scraping tool are you use to get all the emails?
So that's another tool for another tool where right now I have to run them through for you guys. I pay about, say, $800 a month for the scraping tool, but that's because I use it for other things. So I can pull lists for you, and it'll give you all of the emails. So if you send me a name, I can send you back all of the emails and all of the occupations of the people with that specific name, and then off we go. And I can show you an example of that. Let me just find one that I did so you can see what it is. I think it was for a girl named Sandy.
Is it a tool that we could purchase if we wanted to?
It's a tool you can purchase. I'll see if I can get a link for you. It's a corporate tool, but yeah, there's definitely a tool that you can purchase for it. And see, I'm just trying to find the link to the one that I pulled up so I can show you if I have it handy. Yeah, no, that's not it. But yeah, there's a tool you can purchase. I'll post it online in the blog afterwards on the Art of the Name, and then you guys can decide if you actually want to purchase or not. But I'm building it into the new tool that we're doing, where I'll actually show you which names they are, and then you can just enter them in, and it'll automatically do the email for you. So if you enter whatever it is, Jen Shannon in, it'll automatically build the page, and it'll email everybody named Jen or Jennifer Shannon with that page and that name, and it'll have the price on it automatically. But yeah, for now you can do it either extracting through Google or LinkedIn, or however you want to do it yourself. I've actually gone to a few pages to see. For the old one, I look at archive.org and I see who owned it. I go to the contact page and I pull that in. You can also go to any LinkedIn profile and use any tool you want to extract from LinkedIn. I'll post a few of those after the video. Okay, there's one I think called Lead Feeder. There's a few of them that have really good links and can extract the names, the email addresses for you, as well as the occupations. Probably the more serious the person, the higher end job they have, the more likely they want to protect their brand.
And what software are you using to send emails out? Are you just sending it all on Gmail, or is it via the software tool that you've got?
Right now I'm using Instant Contact to send them out. But I use Gmail as well. It depends. I use different ways so that I mix it up a little bit because I'm ABC testing to see what works. But any one thing like Aweber or any of those things are good.
Okay. And you, on your first test, you sold 10 in a day.
Yeah, but in fairness, I sent out about 300-400 emails and I sold 10. So
that's what I was wondering. How many?
Well, actually, the first test I only sold 1. So I won't say I sold 10 the first day. It took about till the third day till I sold 10. And then I learned from that, and now I've stopped, and I'm rebuilding different tools based on responses and testing that I had. So I'll be able to teach you guys and grow this with you every week with new little tidbits as well as in the group.
Okay. And do you just send them one email, or do you do follow-ups?
So I do one email, and then I phone them if I think there's, like, okay, the other thing that you need to do is install in your Gmail there's plugins that will track who opens them.
Oh, that was my other question. Cool.
Yeah, so you need to track, I'll Google it while we're talking, but it's something called Write or something. And it tracks not only if their emails open, but it also tells me who they sent it to. So there's something called mailtrack.io that you can use. That works well, and there's a few other ones that you can use. Boomerang is pretty good too, and Checker Plus even for Gmail. There's a few that you can use, and what they do is you want to know not only did they look at the domain name, but where did they send it to, and who actually opened it besides you.
Wow.
So that's helpful.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, you need all that information to be able to, if somebody passes it around, then it's likely that they need a phone call. If they just get it and ignore it, if they don't even open it, you'll know all that stuff, and that will allow you to decide who to email it the second time because they didn't open the first one, or you may have caught their attention the first time, but they haven't pushed them all the way. But you'll be able to tell also if they click the link in the email and go to your page, which means not only did they like the email, but they read it, they clicked it, and they went to see the domain name. So all that stuff is important analytics for you to know based on who to target for the domain.
Amazing, amazing.
Okay, got a couple other things, but I think it's time to go to, we'll go to questions, and then maybe if we have time, we'll look at the other portfolio. We're 49 minutes in. So let's take a couple of questions. If anybody has any questions at all, happy to read them. Let's see, lots of people. Nice interview. Let me just see what we got here. Where's the top? I said we're ready to roll. Alistair says evening. Top Cop Show finale episode this Sunday. That must be the show that I mentioned. Got wrong link. Sorry for that. No worries. It was my fault. I posted it. I still want Networker. Yeah, who doesn't? Everyone likes the nearby toilets idea. Nice interview. Okay, fire away on your question. Lost you after OVAs. I think the stream may have gone down for some people. I'm not sure why, but everything will be uploaded after this and will be definitely recorded and able for you to watch. Somebody posted happy birthday, Larry. Whoever that is, congratulations and happy birthday. Can we post a domain here? Yeah, post a domain if you want. Happy to review them. Are we going to still have a call? Or that's Harlan. It stopped after OVAs, so I'm not sure what happened there. We'll see, but you guys will be able to watch the show. If you guys are here, feel free to comment. Somebody else posted the link on YouTube for you to get into. There are a lot of people watching. I can see that now. So if you missed part of this broadcast because either YouTube or Facebook dropped off, I apologize for that. Not my doing, and we can definitely take a look afterwards and watch the show in its entirety when we're done in The Art of the Name. All right, Jen, any questions at all? How you doing up there?
I got some questions. If there's none, no more.
Well, let's give Jen a shot, and then we'll answer your questions. Go ahead, Jen.
Are you using WordPress for your?
For the sites, yeah. I use WordPress pretty much for everything.
Okay. Well, I think that's all I can think of right now.
Well, no worries. No worries. All right, Joe, you're up. Questions.
Okay, so I've got a few different ones. What's your favorite tool for checking backlinks and whether they're good backlinks or not?
Ahrefs. Ahrefs is what
Ahrefs.com.
Yeah. Ahrefs. That's there. It's I can post it in the group if you want the actual, but it's ahrefs.com.
Yeah, I've looked at that and used that before. And is that the same tool for discovering the number of type-in traffic as well that you use, your favorite tool?
No, honestly, for type-in traffic, most of the time I don't really care too much about type-in traffic. I usually use the keyword discovery tool just for a rough estimate. And then I have used Ahrefs just to see another estimate or a secondary backup, but that's okay. Also, ubersuggest.io is a really good tool. It's a good keyword tool, Ideal Patel. So those are all pretty good tools.
With Ubersuggest, I've used it quite a lot myself, but it always seems to split them according to you have to look per country. Is there a part of it that you can use which will give you the information for the whole world, or is it only?
I have to look into it and dig into it. There should be, but if not, Ahrefs for sure provides all that, where you can look by country or whatever. I see Jen made it home. That's good. All safe at home.
Okay, cool. There's a couple more questions if you're up for it. Have you? What's your easy method for creating an affiliate site? Is there we've talked before about an easy way to put up a local geodomain website through, I think there was Jack Hotman was one of your favorite friend suggestions at the time. Is there something similar which does affiliate sites?
There is, and I'm just looking up the theme now for you. I got it off ThemeForest. I bought it. I've used it for quite a few. It has a lot of different ways you can use it, and it's got about 8 different things you can use for affiliate products. So I'm just going to log in quickly now and see what it's called. But yeah, there's definitely one that I use more than the other. It's called Rehub. So let me pop this up on the screen. This is, let me just get all this. I'm going to share it just so you guys can see. Well, I'll just actually pop up the link up. You don't need me to share the whole thing. So let me come back to the video. Of course, I have 8 windows open because I had so many things to share. So I'm going to create a banner and show you guys. This is it's got an affiliate. Yeah, it's an affiliate theme. This is not my link or anything, but that's the actual link to it. It's called Rehub Directory Multi-Vendor Shop Coupon Affiliate Theme. That's not me, but if you look up Rehub alone, you'll find it. It's under Theme Forest. It's like 50, 60 bucks, and you can use it for numerous sites. It's got everything from Amazon to Walmart to Target to all the big box stores. It has about 50 different affiliate networks that you can use, including Commission Junction and Share a Sale and all of them. This is the best one that has all of them built into it. Instead of just using an Amazon theme, one thing, you can add multiple ones. So that's the best one. They've got some really good examples as well.
Excellent. And what's your best suggestion for actually SEOing a site like that fast?
So a lot of them have plugins that do it, but I have a really good SEO plugin that I use. I'm going to grab that name for you too. It's called SEO WP. And what it does is when you go to a page, it will give you a green light, red light, or orange light, depending on what needs to be done with it. And you pick your seed keyword, and it tells you how to add the seed keyword, how many times in your content. It tells you what to do. It gives you a lot of step-by-step stuff, so you don't really need to know SEO. You just need to know how to follow the instructions. It's called SEO WP.
SEO WP. And do you prefer that to like Yoast, which is obviously has the sort of traffic light system as well?
So for my commercial site, I use Yoast, but that's because I have the customers pay for it. To buy an unlimited license or to buy one for every site, unless you're going to keep it and build it out really big, it's going to be very costly. So that's the only reason I use some of the other ones besides Yoast. Yoast is by far the top of the line, no question about it.
That sounds good. Okay, thank you.
No problem. Let's go back. We do have some questions, so I'll go back and see if and Jen, feel free to ask any questions as well. So, finally got the stream up and running again. Tadas, I have one question. If there are many whose lookups for domain, does it do a difference for the value of the domain name? So this was a feature that I put in GoDaddy originally, in GoDaddy domains while I was there. It's just good to know. It's good to know how many people look at it. It doesn't really mean that it increases the value of the domain name. Because if they haven't taken any action or they haven't made an offer or anything like that, and it's not making any money otherwise on parking, it doesn't really matter. It's just a good ego boost, like an appraisal. I mean, hopefully it means that there's more traffic to the domain name, and hopefully you're either making some money or getting some offers, but you could have 100 lookups and it still doesn't mean a damn thing if you don't get an offer. Lots of other questions. How do you deal with a contact that's unhappy or angry for reaching out to them in the cold? I apologize, and I say, look, I apologize for reaching out to you. I thought this would be a name you'd be interested in, and and if it's a local business, then I would say, look, I'm sorry I reached out to you. I thought you'd be interested in leads. I'm not trying to make any money off you unless we can both make money. And if it's a name one, you're going to get people that are not going to be happy for you reaching out. You're just going to basically have to either apologize or ignore it. I would rather apologize than ignore it. Next question. Do you manually maintain affiliate sites or use software or outsource it? So I have outsourcing it to build them, and then I add them to a product called Managed WP, which is a system that for $1 a site will keep all of your plugins and everything up to date forever. It also has backups you can do. It'll tell you what's wrong with SEO. It'll tell you if a site is down. That's Managed WP. It's a really good service. It was so good that GoDaddy bought it maybe a year or two ago. So that's what I use, Sammy. Sunday says hello. Next, Sammy, do your affiliate sites actually produce any meaningful monetary return, or are you primarily doing it so it doesn't load a 404 error? No, I do. It depends how much you put into it. I built some fan stores, and I've built some Facebook groups before for I did it for Dallas Cowboy fans because I'm a Cowboy fan, or any football team. You can build a group up very large and make like 30, 40 bucks a day easily with a affiliate site. And then you can hook up with other companies when you get big and actually post products in there for sale that are licensed products, and you get a bigger credit. You may get 30 or 40% depending on the relationship. I've done those before, and I can answer some of those questions inside the group because I don't remember which company I used for that. That says, thanks. Tom, somebody was asking about you the other day and said, is Tom still around? I said, of course he is. The email scraper, will it scrape Facebook? So there's certain tools you can use to scrape Facebook. For example, you can get emails from Facebook. There is a tool that you want to use if you're going to do it. There's a couple, and there's a really cheap one that I've used before, where it'll actually go in, it'll scrape, not only will it scrape a whole group, but it'll scrape all the emails and all the contacts of everybody as well. I will look it up after this, but there is one that you can use to scrape it. Shannon or Joe, feel free to jump in if you have any questions. I reached many people for geodomains but didn't get a response. Jim, try the email tactic that I just sent you or posted earlier in the video. If you missed it, rewatch the video. They will respond. Not all of them. I can't guarantee they're all going to respond, but hopefully a good chunk of them will respond. Sammy, do you ever have your domains get hacked? No. First of all, I use two-factor authentication on all the domains at the registrar, and on the domain level, yes, I can't say no on a domain level. I have a couple sites that I set up that I forgot about. Next thing I know, there's malware on them. So I'll say yes to that. There's malware and stuff like that. You just go ahead and you deal with it. But yeah, so that happens. And when the more sites you have, you're not going to keep track of them. That's why I like to keep them in Managed WP, because that way I can keep track of anything that I want to make money with. Appreciate your responses. Me too. Tom, I'm in Facebook jail for 27 more days. Well, Tom, I'm going to tell you, that's why we haven't heard from you, but if you don't want to be in Facebook jail, I wouldn't suggest using the Facebook scraper, because that's just going to end up getting you back in the jail. Jim says, thanks, he will try. And we are down to no more questions at the moment.
I got one.
Okay. And back to Joe.
Are you up for another question? It's actually from someone from the group.
A shy person?
No, I went talking to people saying if they've got any questions for the show today. Excellent. A bit of research. And there's a particular site that's been built by one of the people in the group called HonoluluTutor.com.
Yep.
And he's trying to find out, what would you recommend? Would you sell it? Would you rent it? Or would you use it for lead generation? What, in your experience, would a site like that be most profitable? I don't know if you want to have a look at it and bring it up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Robert's site, if I recall.
We weren't going to mention names.
Oh, I didn't. Sorry, I didn't know that was a thing. Sorry, it's not Robert's site.
Mm-hmm.
It's a singular, right?
Yeah, HonoluluTutor.com. So it's whether it's we'd sell it, rent it, or use it for lead gen.
Yeah, so I mean, there's nothing here that says it's for lead gen. I would definitely either try to sell it or see. Part of the thing with and I'm looking at it now, but part of the thing with lead gen is it can get you in the door to talk about selling it. So somebody's going to say, well, I don't really want to do lead gen, but okay, maybe you just want to buy the domain name, but in order to do that, to have a lead gen site that's valuable, you have to be able to drive leads to it. So one thing that I've never told anybody yet, and I'm going to give you guys this tip now, for those of you that are on here, there's something you can do in LinkedIn, and you probably want to take a note of this. Set up your LinkedIn advertising account, and you can set up certain people to see certain ads. So in other words, I can set up every Jen Shannon to see that Jen Shannon is for sale in LinkedIn. It costs you pennies, like maybe under 50 cents, to get it out to everybody named Jen Shannon, and it only shows up in their feeds, and you can pick specific people to show it to. That's another way to sell names with them having to come to you. Now let's go back to Robert's question. Honolulu Tutor, I think this is a lot of work for what he's going to do with it. Personally, I would have just set it up on a lead generation page, and I would have contacted Honolulu Tutors and see if A, they want to buy it, or B, we can do lead generation. And then I would make sure I had my SEO WP set up to start ranking for it and bringing in the leads, because that's the only way you're ever going to bring in quality leads for these people.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Hope that helps. We got another comment. Some questions are in Facebook live chat. I probably can't see them, so I don't know how to answer those.
I have another
Joe,
quick question.
Oh, go ahead.
I might have missed this if you've already done it. Maybe you could tell me which episode to watch, but have you done a walkthrough of how you set up your lead gen sites? I mean, I know you did a long time ago, but I don't remember where that is.
Have I done a complete walkthrough of how to set it up and install it? No, I haven't. So I would be happy to do that. What I'll do is I'll probably record a video then. I'm going to make a note of it. I'll do a video in the next couple days and I'll put it up there, basically from start to finish.
Awesome.
And the other thing that I can offer you guys is I've got about 8 servers that I use, so I'm happy to host any sites for you for free, or even your business sites, so you guys don't have to pay for hosting anywhere. So
Cool. Thank
there's
you.
that too. No, I'd be happy to do that. That's a pretty good question. I can also set up, I'll show you a walkthrough on the Rehub stuff too, on how to set that up for an actual affiliate site that'll generate revenue. Okay. Somebody said that Facebook Prospector is great for business pages and geo searches. PJ is a new member to our group. So let's write down Facebook Prospector and I'll look it up. One thing I noticed was poor PJ came in after I did that long welcome to everybody else, and then he was like, oh, I missed it. I'm like, no, you're in the last group because you came in just after that. So welcome to the group, PJ. Hoping to work with you quite a bit, and we'll do quite a bit together. So good to hear from you. Good to have you aboard. PJ's next question. If prices are high for unconventional TLDs, does that mean it's sought after or pricey because it's a new TLD? Asking for a friend. Okay, so love those. It means it's pricey because the registry has decided at what price they're going to price it for. And that's if it's at a registration price. If it's at a regular price and somebody's at a high price and somebody's selling it, it's just them guessing what they think they should sell it for. It doesn't really have any bearing on anything. But the registries set their own prices, so that's why some will be higher than others. I mean, some are like 70, 80 bucks or 100 bucks a year. Doesn't mean it's worth more. It just means it's harder for your average person to get it as a speculator. Jim, what is the minimum amount of LinkedIn profiles for a name, do you think? That's an excellent question. And some people have thought it's 20, 30, 40. It depends. I don't care if it has 5 as long as I get one person who's interested. So for me, it's about 10. And I will go lower than that if I think the name is, if it's got 3 people and they've all got decent titles and I think they may be interested, I may reach out to the 3 as well. So that doesn't really matter. And there's thousands and thousands of names in the last 30 days, people's names that you can look at. So make sure you do that because there's some really good ones. Anybody else have any other questions? What did I get in private chat? My thoughts about yoga, YOGAA and INTFAS. Davis, you're in the wrong area, buddy, but I'll answer the questions. Hopefully you can see what's going on. Don't really like yoga with an A unless it stands for something, and don't like INTFAS either. So yoga with an A if yoga A means something, otherwise, no. Jim, I just found one that has 100 profiles. Congratulations, you're on your way. Now follow the strategy in the email and you'll be fine. You'll actually sell some. Good for you. Next question. Regarding LinkedIn names, are you referring to domains of people's names specifically? Yes. So I'd be saying if I had Sammy Villarreal, I would offer it to everybody named Sammy Villarreal and see who bought it. If you don't own your own domain name by now, by the way, you're missing out on the biggest marketing for your brand there is. So make sure you own your own domain before somebody else does. So yes. Jim says, thanks. Any other questions from people around? We've gone over an hour. Looks like Joe's changed her location. She has a puppy now, so we must be nearing the end of the show.
Just close the windows. I've got a few questions on Facebook for you. Do male or female names sell more in your experience so far?
I haven't seen any difference. To me, males and females, women are the much stronger, smarter sex gender than men. They go through so much more than we do, but I haven't seen any difference in as far as males or female names sell. Again, it would be the number of people. If you've got, I don't know, Sarah Williams, and there's 50 of them, then one of them is going to be able to buy it just the same as any other male, or vice versa. Probably you may be good with certain other names like Jordan, and having that a mixed name could be either one, and then you never know who you're going to get. You may double your profiles, who knows?
Next question on Facebook, from Marcel, how do you prevent chargebacks for domains if you sell them via PayPal?
Well, that's a good question. If you're not comfortable with it, you could do, depending on where you are, like if I sell a name in Canada, we have a system called e-transfer, which means they send me an Interac e-transfer from their bank to my bank, and it's non-refundable. So you can try it that way if you have something. In the States, they have Venmo, and in other, probably in the UK, you've got something else as well. I would prefer use something like that so that you don't get scammed. But if there is somebody who's going to actually do a chargeback on a name for $10 and maybe a $2.99 chargeback or $1.99, there's not much you can do. Listen, there's jerks in every field. You have to hope that people's honesty and integrity is good, but I would do whatever you can to limit those.
Question from Stephen Van Schuten. He says he has a high-end domain name, maybe an idea or two about setting a price. So, you know, for those people, we talked a lot of domains about in the 2,000-3,000, sort of that sort of mark up to 10. What about the sort of high-end domain names? Is that maybe a topic for another day, or?
Well, I mean, if he's got the name, I can put a valuation on it for him. But I mean, how to sell high-end domain names? Usually, high-end domain names, if they're really high-end, somebody's going to come to you, and it's probably going to be an attorney or a CEO or somebody in a company. The difference is that some people think they have really high-end names, and they're actually not. So I'm not saying that's the case with Stephen. I'm saying that the process is just the same for selling a $4,000 or $5,000 name, probably harder than it is to sell a $100,000 name, believe it or not. Because somebody with a higher end name who wants it knows why they want it, they have a purpose for it, and they know what it's worth for them.
Okay, so Stephen, if you want to put your domain name in there, then Adam will have a quick look now. One from Justin Bouchard. Adam, I want to develop a site to sell antiques so I can avoid eBay fees. How can either learn WordPress quickly or develop a quick store site? It's his own antiques, from what I can say. So, I mean, I would normally use Shopify, but what do you think?
Yeah, you can use Shopify, or you can just set up your own WordPress website. I mean, it's pretty easy to do. And then you can add the same like WooCommerce to it, and it'll be able to sell all of the products. But if you've got a good chunk of them, you may want to do like a Shopify site, because you get also extra traffic from Shopify if they're your own antiques.
A question from PJ. If prices are high for unconventional TLDs, does that mean it's sought after or pricey because it's a new TLD?
Yeah, so I think somebody else asked that question already. The registry can set the price at wherever they want. Some of them set them higher than others. It doesn't mean it's more valuable. It just means they've decided to sell less at a higher price. So that doesn't really mean anything. You can set the price whatever you want.
Okay, cool. And that's all the questions I can see on Facebook, so thank you.
Okay, I have a few more coming in from YouTube. Sammy says I pronounced his name correctly. That's amazing. Never happens. At least I got that right on the show. Are there any legal implications for reserving somebody else's name and attempting to sell it to them? So I've been over this a few times. I'm not a legal solicitor. I know a few other people like selling names of people. I'm not sure what the legality is of it. You could basically, actually that would be something I'll check for the next show. I'm going to speak to a couple domain attorneys and find out. People are buying and selling them all the time, but yeah, that doesn't tell us if it's right or not. So good question, Sammy. I will find out. What do you prefer more? Last name, first name? Definitely first name, last name. Always first name, last name. Do you have a standard offer price for names? Do you stick to send an offer? No, if it's lower end names, I will price them. If it's mid to higher end range, it will be send an offer. But lower end names that I don't expect to get a whole lot for, and I'm happy if I get 1,000 or 2,500 or 4,000, I'll definitely have a price on. I think we are out of questions.
I've got a question for you.
Okay.
posted. A couple of questions. Have you ever done SMS, text messaging to people using something like Twilio or TextMagic?
So no, I have not done that. I know it's out there. There's also a new WhatsApp way to get a hold of people through WhatsApp and stuff. But I mean, I get bombed with them, so I don't think I can't stand them. So I wouldn't use that. The SMS thing, you know, it's really personal when you go into somebody's phone. Email, at least you could find somewhere public because they post it on like a site or something. But going into somebody's phone, it's I don't really think that's a great idea.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
no, go ahead.
Is anything else on that?
No, I was just thinking that somehow I've got 600 people have added me for friend requests on Facebook. They all have one friend or two friends that I know in common. That's about it. And it's like going through that would be the same thing as having to run through my phone to look for some valuable messages, as opposed to actually people who are real get lost, and so would real messages. So I wouldn't really like that. So I'll stay off people's phones.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like that either. One thing I had a go at doing was Facebook Marketplace. I've sold all sorts of things on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
I tried to go at selling domain names on there, but Facebook rejects it because it's not a physical product. But I have gone on there and seen that other people are doing it. So I was wondering if you've given it a go or you know anyone that does doing it.
No, I haven't done it through Facebook. No, I have not. I haven't tried it. There's enough other ways to get to people to, yeah, there's so many other ways to get to people if you want to sell them that or get to them and sell names. So haven't tried it.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. And do we have a plan for next week?
So that's one of my next things. And the other thing that I'm going to give you is another tip. My other tip is to everybody who's listening, don't buy or sell names to domainers. So don't buy from a domainer and don't sell to a domainer. Because if you sell to a domainer, you're giving away a name practically for nothing. And if you buy from a domainer, you're buying names that they couldn't sell and they're crap anyway. So you're going to get stuck with somebody else's garbage. So don't sell names to a domainer because you're always going to get a crappy wholesale offer unless they have a real good business idea behind it. And there's no reason to buy domains from a domainer when you can go out and find really good names yourself now that you know how through all the sites.
And do we have time, a quick minute just to whiz through any names you can pull out of Andrea's list today or not?
I do. I do.
Great.
So we'll go through Andrea's list. Let me share my screen again and let's see what we got.
About 50 domains. He said he reckons that he's learning a lot. It's quite young.
Okay. Everybody learns. Let's take a look. Boulder Boards. I'm not sure what I would do with that. I did like his jiggy names. Like, not really jiggy style, but the jiggy stuff. He's got one that's just jiggy. I don't know if jiggy means something different to him than it does to me. This is Guy's Music. I'm not sure. Laser printing is obviously spelt wrong. Some people may spell it wrong. They may get some typing, typo stuff. Daily Supplement. That's a decent name. Registered Financial Advisors. Build a directory and charge people to be listed in your directory, and then give them some sort of a stamp or something they can put on their website that they're registered financial advisors with registered financial advisors. Mixford, I don't know if that's a city or something. Customer Compliments, that's interesting. It's like customer testimonials. Could be a site that carries them all and then sends them back to their own site. We Write the Future, interesting. The DK stuff, I don't know what a lot of this means. The modernhouston.com, interesting. One Bite Lunch, that's a really good name. Good brandable. Reminds me of the Jetsons where you get a pill and that's your lunch. But it's still it's a good name. Complimenter, that's probably something
Would
as well.
Would One Bite Lunch be worth, could you put that on some of these brand par and sites like that? Branding?
Yeah, I think I don't know, he could get something for that. I mean, it's a pretty good brandable name, so I think he could get something for that, at least a couple $100 somewhere. Even on the forums, he could get something for that. The rest of them, Forest Park Golf Course. I'm not sure if Forest Park is a trademark or not. This one is a version of his Jiggy that I like. I think it's a cool name. I don't know what Jiggy means in the UK, but here if you get Jiggy, it's in Canada, it's like you're fooling around or something. So I don't know if it means the same in the UK.
Yeah, it's the same in the UK. And Andreas is from Denmark, so I don't know what it means out there.
Interesting. Bikes Ninja. I'd rather see Ninja bikes. Melbourne bicycles. I'd rather see the other way around. Cameron looks like a name, maybe a misspell, or maybe okay for somebody. Cooking for beginners. That's okay. That's a good course. Krinda is pronounceable. Doge Rocket. Interesting. That one he should be able to sell even now. Fabov, at least that's pronounceable. Find insurance plans. Again, set up a site with 4 or 5 insurance companies, review the plans, and then put affiliate links to all of them. How to set up a router. You can do it quick. He must have got those how to setups from you, Joe, because he's got one there. Hypernormalist. This one I think you're going to have to drop. Hypernormalist.
Normalization of space
Yeah.
type.
You have to drop that one. The dashes, I would put these on a blog or on a forum and get rid of them. They're not that great, but you'll still get something for them.
Which form would you put them on?
You can put them on Name Pros or DN Forum.
Okay.
Iceland Tour Guide, that's a good name. Icy dollar signs, I like this. It's a good brandable. Great brandable.
What would you do with something like icy dollar signs?
Some sort of a course would be a great thing for it. I just think it's a really good name where people are looking to make extra dollars at home and things like that, so I think it's good. That one's probably one of the more brandable ones. Market Spoiler, good for stock tips or crypto tips or something. Moon Novelist, unsure. More Improvement, that's a self-help site. Everybody could use more improvement. New York Wedding Day, it's good. Public Banner, interesting. You could do an advertising thing where you post things on the back of buses or on banners or sky on the buildings and stuff, signage. Special Language, interesting. True Drug Mart, I don't know if that's something in your area. VBREO, Vegetarianism, not spelt right. Viagra, trademark, you want to get rid of that one. We Build Muscle, this is a protein powder company for sure. This is a good one. Another good brandable. So there's some decent ones in here that you should definitely work on.
We Build Muscle would be quite good for a ClickBank product as well.
Could be good for, yeah, definitely, but anything to do with something with getting stronger. Workforthegovernment.com, I'm not sure anybody wants to advertise that, but still interesting. And X Contrast. So I like We Build Muscle. Special Language has something to it for me. New York Wedding Day is a brandable. Lots of people want to get married in there. I liked IC Dollars. I liked Iceland Tour Guide. And then I like Find Insurance Plans. Doge Rocket, you should be able to sell. Post it in a Doge group or something. You'll get that sold pretty quick.
What's the price do you think for the Doji Rocket will go?
It's always Doge to the moon, so I think you could probably get anywhere between 500 and 1,500 for it.
Perfect, thank you.
And then I think sorry, go ahead.
I like laser printing.
Yeah, it's good, except it's a misspell in most places. But if it gets traffic, you can do it.
That's how we spell it in the UK.
You spell it with well, then we must spell it the same way here, but I'm used to an S for some reason, because we have the same spelling.
That's how I would spell it anyway.
And that's it. So he's got some good ones there.
Excellent, thank you.
Okay, we'll go back to the questions. There's a couple more comments, and then we'll call it a day. And you guys can suggest new topics under this video in the group. When it gets posted, it'll get posted right after we're done here. Abhishek Harmer. I hope I got the name right, Abhishek. He says hi to both of us. Back to that's the Total Cop Show. I think I'm way back. Hold on, let me go to the actual comments. What do you have? Okay, I did that one. Let's see what this one is. Do you have a resource page that lists all the things you recommend, either free or paid? That's a good one.
Cool. That would be
Jim, that's going to be my goal for this week. I'm going to set up a resource page.
That would be excellent.
That will be my goal, Jim. Great idea. I'll list every tool I've ever mentioned in any video, and I'll also list every tool that I use every day or every other day. Okay, your email template. Yep. Well, I gave it to you earlier. It's in the video. I'll post it up at the end of this. How do you handle someone who wants their name but doesn't have the cash up front to pay? Payment plan. Yeah, you can do that. That's why I have the lease option on there. Lease to own. it's up to you, Sammy. You can handle it any different way you want. You can handle it. You can make your own payment options with them. You can decide to go one payment every 3 months. You can go, hell, you can charge them double what you are on the domain name. If it costs you $10, charge them 20 or 30 bucks up front and tell them they can pay the rest in 6 months or whatever. And at least you've already made 20 bucks off the thing. So you're 200% up already there. You can handle it any way you want, guys. I'm not here to advise you on that. I think we're good. Anybody else?
I got a last question for you, Adam. It's a quick one.
Is this a Joe question or from a customer?
No, it's a Joe question. What was the last domain name that you bought?
Oh, so I had that. It was those IFPS domains, the hosting, IFPS hosting. And the only reason I didn't post it when you asked me in the group is because I put it in my cart, but I hadn't bought them yet. So I registered them this morning just to make sure I had them before we aired the show.
What, the CA ones?
It was, let me see, it was ipfshosts.ca, ipfshosts.com, and then I did ipfshosting.io. So I grabbed some decent ones there. So you want any of those IFPS, and you want them with host, hosts, and hosting. So get them in your local country, but be prepared. You're going to have to sit and wait on these because this is like the deregulated internet, and it's going to be a few years. But if you have them, somebody's going to want them. And if somebody starts to see some of the videos that are out there, they're going to want them too. Like Unstoppable did a video on these, and it was quite interesting on how they're going to work. And the fact that you won't be held to just one registrar and you can do whatever you want. And they can never take the domain away. Like right now, we're all just renting domains. You can renew them for up to 10 years, but that's as far as you can go. And with these things, you'll actually own them and you won't actually have to pay renewals on them. And as far as hosting goes, you'll have it forever.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much.
Any other questions? Okay.
What was the last domain name you sold?
That I don't know. I'd have to check. I don't know. I have to be prepared for these questions from now on.
Well, you've got all these personal domain names you've sold this week, so I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes you get tied up doing this thing. I have a lot of prep to do for this show, and I have to open up a lot of screens and get everything going and list out the order I want to do stuff. Mm-hmm. So you get sidetracked for everything, and then a tool comes up that people want to know about, and you forget the name of it. So your mind goes ablaze with everything you're trying to remember to do a show. There's a lot to do, and we've been on an hour and a half now, so.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Special thanks to Jen Shannon and Joe for coming online. She's like Madonna. She only has one name. Special thanks to Joe and Jen Shannon for coming on, sharing their stories. And I appreciate your time and all your questions. So thank you all very much.
Thank you.